These are some of the worst details that we've heard recently, and all of the developments we've learned today took a lot of uncovering bit by bit because some of the case documents were sealed today. But we now know when Alijah Bradley was reported missing in mid-August, his remains were actually out near Gila Bend. His family now trying to piece together how and why the successful engineer was allegedly murdered by his childhood friend. Alijah Bradley had recently celebrated his 24th birthday. A recent NAU grad and project engineer, often seen smiling and joyous in pictures like this, how his family remembers him. They struggle to understand his recent murder, leading to the arrest of a friend Alijah trusted.
You hear about this like on podcasts and stuff, and like you never think it would happen to somebody that you love.
A close relative of Alijah's, who asked to remain anonymous, says they reported Alijah missing to the Gilbert Police Department on August 15th. He missed work, and unusually, his mom hadn't heard from him either. They say Alijah's mom had the Life 360 app on her phone and tracked her son's phone to a place they knew.
She signed back in and saw that his last location was at Sam's apartment, and then all of a sudden his phones were just off.
Samuel Stephen Bush, April 27th, 2001.
The relative says 23-year-old Samuel Bush was a childhood friend of Alijah's, but when confronted about Alijah's phone pinging their last, told his family he didn't know where Alijah was. That's when Alijah's family called Toyota to see if they could get the GPS coordinates of his car, which they relayed to police.
They gave him the coordinates that the car was in the middle of nowhere.
The desolate desert near Gila Bend, a new lead for police. That's where they not only found his car, but the remains of Alijah Bradley on August 19th, days after he was reported missing. This relative describes what they were told about the conditions, far more heinous than expected.
I was told his cause of death was getting shot in the back, and that they found him without his head. And something so cruel and so graphic, like it's almost crazy to think that somebody is capable of doing that.
Sam Bush was arrested a day after the discovery, but at that point only for growing and distributing marijuana and mushrooms from his apartment. Then, just yesterday, slapped with second-degree murder and concealing body parts charges too. As for a motive, Alijah's family is completely confused.
We honestly don't know. He was Sam's best friend. He was Sam's only friend.
While they hope to understand more in the coming weeks, they are choosing to celebrate a life well lived, a life that was just getting started.
Just how accomplished he was, and how successful he was going to be, or he could have been.
Samuel Bush is now being held on a $1.5 million cash-only bond, an extremely high bond for a second-degree murder charge. Guys, there's so much to this.
Just the details that authorities told the family member is heartbreaking. To hear it as a complete stranger, I can't imagine as a loved one having to hear that. I know that they want so many more answers. Do they know what exactly detectives, what they were able to lead to the suspect there to make that arrest?
So that's what we don't know, because that information specifically was sealed in those court documents. So it could be anything from DNA that tied them together. It could be cell phone evidence. It could be other data that was driven to that location. It could be surveillance video. It could be a combination of all of those things. And we're hoping to learn that soon. Of course, for the family, they want all the answers too. And they have started a GoFundMe page to raise money for his funeral expenses and for his mom, who is grieving right now. We'll have that link on our website.
Yeah, I mean, good on the family for doing everything they did to locate him, to
Had
call,
they not,
to call the car company. Yeah, but otherwise I have no words for this. This is just
it's
awful.
pretty brutal.
Yep. Thank you.